Hi there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, August 15th, 2021. So I'm a professional psychic. I'm also a musician. So today I'm going to start the video with a song. It's been a rough week for a lot of people. And so I wanted to send a song out that I hope will encourage and raise your life condition a bit. It's not an original, it's called Rise Up. So I'll do that first. Then I'll move to the transits and talk about the transits for the week, the astrological transits, and then I'll do mini readings for all 12 signs, and I'll put the timestamps below this video so that you can look up your sun, moon, rising, or if you have a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a certain sign. So you can check out a number of these videos, and they should all resonate at least a little bit for you. I also want to remind you that I'm running a summer special, which is that if you host a psychic readings party, that means you invite me over, have your friends and family around, everybody gets mini readings, and they can pay for them themselves. I'm offering reduced price readings at these parties. So my normal rates are $70 for every 15 minutes or $280 an hour for a full private reading. But for this special, everybody at your party would only pay $50 for a 15-minute reading or $100 for a 30-minute reading. And then you as the host rack up a free hour reading after the party that you can use at a later date or gift to a friend, split it in half into 2 30-minute readings. Anyway, so the party needs to be scheduled by the end of August to get these special rates and get the special bonus of a free reading thrown in if you host one. We can also do these online. You can host the party, you can have the party anytime during 2021 through the end, December 31st. So it just needs to be scheduled by the end of August to receive these special rates. Okay, so I will put my email address under this too, that you can contact me if you'd like to schedule a psychic readings party. They're super fun. Invite your closest friends. Very close people listen in on each other's readings and help remember. I mean, sometimes you can bring a friend in your private reading too. Most of the time, I'm in a private room doing individual private sessions for everybody. And everybody else is in the, drinking and eating and having fun in the other room while I'm doing mini readings. So anyway, throwing that out there. All right, so I am going to toss this song out to all of those of you who might be suffering and feeling like you're up against a wall that you just can't move. So this is Rise Up going out for you. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter. But I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you. For you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise you will take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. And we will rise, 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 we'll rise. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times. And we'll rise up high like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, you. For you. Okay, so I'm now back in my usual spot, and I will share my screen where I have the United States of America's chart pulled up here. Okay, so right now as I'm recording this, we have the sun at 23 degrees of Leo. So the sun has been trucking through Leo, and Leo is the 5th house in astrology. It's the house of creativity, sexuality, romance, children, creative expression. So have these things been emphasized in your life over the last few weeks? It would be normal for that to be the case with the sun moving through Leo. And have you gotten in touch with maybe some childhood passions? I put the two together, childhood and passion and creativity. And as the sun starts moving into this last decan, it's at 23, it'll go till 29, and then it bops up to 0 degrees of Virgo this week, or within this next week. 7 more days for this transit, 6 more days. So this is about the future. What do you want for your future? Who do you want in your future? What brings your heart joy? The two in astrology, in any sign, is about it's feelings. The one is about your heart opening. 2 is about what do I feel? So we're feeling our way into the future here with the sun in the later degrees of Leo. We have the moon. It's been moving through Scorpio. It's the very last degrees of Scorpio over the last couple of days. Have you felt extra psychic? Have you had intensive dreams? Any secrets been revealed over the last couple of days? These are typical for the moon going through Scorpio. So we'll be having the moon this week truck through Sag, and then Capricorn, and then Aquarius, where it will culminate in a full moon next Sunday at 29 degrees, which it will be the second full moon in a row in Aquarius. So it's really hammering these lessons of Aquarius, which is everybody vibing together. Aquarius is about humanity, what we all need to survive, how we all can get along with each other. Saturn is here Right now it's at 9 degrees and it's retrograde. So it's going backwards. So it's reviewing. We're going back over what we've learned so far. It's in this first decan of Saturn moving through Aquarius, which is basically how do we structure Saturn, our relationship with ourselves and our time in relationship to others? Like, is it in balance? Are we structuring enough time to be social? It's harder with these COVID times, right? You need to pick up the phone more, climb on those um, Zoom calls to connect with people, maybe have to try a little harder right now. Jupiter is also retrograde right now at 27 degrees of Aquarius. So it is also going back over. It zipped through Aquarius pretty quickly. It was at 1 degrees here with Saturn in December, where we had the great conjunction, which kicked off a whole 20-year cycle of Saturn and Jupiter together. So Jupiter had popped up into Pisces up to 2 degrees. It's now retrograde, going back over what we've learned as well. So we've got these two slower moving outer planets teaching us about the lessons of Aquarius. Aquarius is thinking outside the box. It's doing things in a unique way. It's the maverick. It's just shaking things up. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It gives a big kiss to it, beneficent energy to wherever it is. It brings good luck usually. It makes things larger. So right now it's conjunct the United States moon exactly at 27 degrees. So this represents the people in the United States chart. And so we've got pretty evolved people here in the United States too. We feel 7, using our intuition and spiritual direction our way through life. So most of the people in our country have got this potential. Whether or not they tap into that or not, that's another story. But Jupiter is enhancing this capability to tap into your intuition right now for everyone on the planet because it's in Aquarius. But particularly for those of us here in the United States, listen to what your intuition is telling you. What are the people saying right now, right? And this message, whatever the message of the people is, this is being expanded. So this is not the people in government, it's all the people. It's the great collective that's on the planet. But particularly here in the United States, we are feeling this building surge of commonality here in Aquarius, coming together in what does unite us, not what separates us. We're all unique and different, but in Aquarius there's a lot more tolerance for everybody else's uniqueness and differentness. With Saturn there, my natal Saturn's here, so that's been my case my whole life. But we've got the South Node in the United States here in Aquarius as well, and so this is a lot of our karma has come from our connections with people from the past, past lives even, and how important our communication is for the rest of the world. And right now with the sun is opposite the United States moon. It'll get even closer into that over the next few days. So I'm seeing with Jupiter here and the sun opposition to the United States moon, these things are going to be really popped out in a big way. There can be some major someone speaking up on behalf of the people, like that goes across the airwaves to everybody this week. That could be powerful. That's one of the things I'm picking up. Another one of the major things that's going on right now is we're having a Pluto return in the United States. The United States has its Pluto at 27 degrees. Right now, the transiting Pluto is at 24 degrees. It's retrograde. It had climbed all the way up here to 26, almost kissing. Now it's gone backwards. By February of next year, it will be exactly conjunct the United States Pluto. So what does that mean? Pluto is death and transformation. It's power and control. Who has the power and control in your life? Wherever Pluto is in your chart is where we're going to be, where you would be transforming karma, where you came in to transform karma, change things up in a major way. So when the United States was formed, we were changing things up in a big way, right? What had the power and control? We were being rebels. We were, right, breaking away from England and the white male patriarchy that had the money were the ones that became the founders of our country by and large. And so this paradigm of the male patriarchal ruler ruling things in America, the white man with the most money, as the one who has the power and control. Pluto coming back around, kissing this, going, oh, okay, we're transforming that paradigm now. We're going to start a whole new paradigm, which is about this next phase here in Aquarius, all vibing together, that everybody's important, that all people matter. So this is the change up that we'll be seeing over this next decade, but particularly Custer's Last Stand, Towers of Babel will be falling left and right. Wherever power constructors are, whether they're in private relationships, in marital relationships, in business partnerships and friendships, in relationships with your landlord, anyone who has power and control over you. If you've been seeing power plays showing up, this is this, all right? And in your own life, where have you given over your power and control? Where do you need to regain your power and control? Where does power and control paradigm need to be transformed in your life? Here in the United States chart, this is the second house. We're also transforming. This is the house of our resources, our money. And so there can also be a great transformation I'm expecting in our currencies, in how we do our money. That's been happening, right? As Pluto has gone through Capricorn, gone through the second house, we have seen over this last, several years, a huge shift in the switch from, people hardly use cash anymore. So many times I'm walking into places and no cash or card only signs. So this is part of what's going on. Everybody making their transactions through Venmo and PayPal and such. This is one of these things, all the other Bitcoins and all that. That's also this Pluto transforming this second house. The other thing that's contributing to financial shifting is the Uranus here that's in Taurus, because Taurus is an earth sign. It literally represents the earth. Uranus is one of the rulers of Aquarius. Saturn is the old ruler. The new modern ruler of Aquarius is Uranus. It throws curveballs. You cannot expect, there's no way you can predict what Uranus will bring. So what has been bringing over the last several years that it's been in Taurus, major earth changes, right? Bigger than usual, more volcanoes, more floods, more fires, more natural disasters, right? More things hitting over and over and over again in the same places. This is the Uranus factor as it is connected to the earth. The other thing that Taurus rules, it usually rules the second house. So it rules money and finances. So Uranus is also helping to really break and shake things up here as well. So we got two factors that are factoring in, particularly here in America, but all over the world, of really changing that. The other thing we've had in a backdrop all year long is a square between Saturn, how we structuring things, and then Uranus, breaking things up, shaking things up, changing things up for the better, but initially it can feel disconcerting. Your job gets taken away, your relationship gets taken away, you get kicked out of your house. Like, these can be like sudden unexpected things coming out of the blue that affect how you structure and organize your life, right? So if Uranus comes and takes something away suddenly, it will replace it with something better. That's the good news, but it can be intensive, right? So we have one more exact square of that will come in December, but we're feeling this backdrop. Another backdrop we're feeling is Pluto, the death and transformation, squaring Aries, the goddess of, she's one of the goddesses of war. And she's stands up for herself, and she's vicious, and so there's all the protests and face-offs between, no, you can't do that to me, I won't let you, that's not okay, you can't follow through with that. And then Pluto here, death and transformation, transforming things. So this is a volatile condition, can represent warring, even if it's warring out on the streets, protesting in the streets, that kind of stuff. So that's been going on since last year and will continue in for the next couple years. So we've got some intensive backdrops, right? Another thing we've got going on right now is Neptune in Pisces at 22 degrees. 22 is a breakdown, breakthrough. Neptune on the positive end of the scale represents our psychic intuition, how we can receive downloads psychically, spiritually. It's a spiritual radar, especially in Pisces, a spiritual psychic sign. Neptune and Pisces can be just super psychic downloads, spiritual awakenings, being drawn to spiritual practices, wanting to meditate, chant, pray more, commune with the divine in whatever way works for you, right? On the downside, every planet has its positive and negatives. On the downside, Neptune can be illusion, delusion, addiction, conspiracy thinking, fuzzy thinking, not being able to see clearly. Pisces and Neptune and Pisces can be mucus. It can be health stuff that makes you feel funky or brings about mucus, right? So it's interesting that we've had this transit of Neptune going through Pisces. One of the highlights is could be how that mucus could show up in your body. And what we have is a disease running rampant on our planet that's the mucus is so thick people can't even breathe. So exactly opposite in the sky here we have the United States natal Neptune. So this is pulling out the best and the worst of this. So we've got, the United States has Neptune in Virgo. This is a health, be aware of health, listen to your intuition and your higher self, and you'll do great with your health. Get all, I don't know, get all fuzzy thinking you could tank. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago about the United States having some health karma because of this placement. But with this opposition, this basically keeps us in like a power struggle, tug of war with our health. And how long does this continue? It's another transit that's going to be lasting for a couple years. And so this is why I don't feel like we're going to clear up and clear out and be out of this health crisis anytime soon. And we may very well get locked down again here with Saturn and Uranus. Like there could be another great lockdown coming. The other thing we have going through in the skies, we've got Venus right now is at 29 degrees. She's going to actually tip over into 0 degrees of Libra probably by the morning. So anytime Venus enters a new sign, she's been going through Virgo, which has helped us focus on our health. Mars and Mercury are still there helping us focus on that. Attention to detail, getting things organized, that kind of stuff. As she moves into Libra, Venus, the planet of love and devotion and how we draw in energies, moving into one of the relationship signs, Libra. She's one of the rulers of Libra. And so Libra, though, is a masculine sign. So we've got this kiss of the feminine and the masculine kind of coming together when they come together. So relationships could really be activated with Venus traipsing through Libra, especially if you have any planets in Libra. The United States has its midheaven here at 1 degree. So as Venus, and she goes quickly over, she bops up to 2 degrees just within a couple days. So she'll go over the United States midheaven. So giving the United States a kiss, being able to receive some clear sense of direction. And Libra is also the scales. It's justice, it's fairness, things resolving, where again, it's a win-win. Okay, what else do I see? Okay, this is another thing that's jumping out at me. We've got Ceres here at 4 degrees of Gemini. This is one of the nurturing asteroids. It can represent the mother in a chart or somewhere where you receive nurturing and caring. And then we have Black Lilith, which represents our deepest fears. These together are helping, like Ceres is helping us, and the North Node conjunct this as well, is helping us get insights and directions and new thinking around how can we care for ourselves better? How can we overcome our deepest fears, especially when it comes to our thoughts, right? A lot of our fears actually start in the mind. And so we're learning here right now the opportunity to have insights the universe will be downloading places where you can see, where you can change your thinking and change your fears and feel more secure and feel more clear about your direction in life, right? So, and it's the nodes have now gone to 7 degrees. It's still conjunct the United States Uranus. So again, sudden unexpected things can be hitting in terms of what we think about things. Oh, well, I thought it was this way. Wow, I guess it's not. And down here at the South Node is about our belief systems and letting go, what we're releasing, what we're letting go of. And right next to it is Juno, which is the good wife. So there can be a lot of people with this combo here, having past life people come in that have been your partner in past lives. Also, people releasing, letting go of relationships that have been important in this lifetime and in other lifetimes. So both can be happening. We'll be having the moon go over this tomorrow. So again, this will be emphasizing this past life kind of stuff. So if you've had someone you've met recently, or you meet someone in the next couple of days where you go, wow, I feel like I know you. That could be Venus moving into Libra, kissing that along, and the moon here moving into Sag, which is all about what do I believe? What am I letting go of? Who do I love? What do I love? Where do I want to learn? Okay, so there's been a yod going on. It's just called the Finger of God, which is happening between Pluto and Neptune and pointing up here to the sun here between them, right? So it's two inconjuncts kind of together. So here's the yod, the finger of God pointing. And so again, this is back here. Which direction is it pointing? It is pointing to the Leo. So again, goes back to, what are you passionate about? What have you wanted to do since you were a child and you didn't give yourself permission to do? It's about daggum time. Open up your heart, open up your mind, believe you can do it. Let go of those stinking thinking that you can't do what you love. Open up to new love, right? All these things are what the kind of the things I see going on this week. Mars is, let's get organized, let's take action, let's exercise, let's do good for our physical body. Mercury's, let's talk about it, let's communicate, let's write in our journal. And again, it can be changing your thinking when it comes to your health. All right, so that's kind of all I'm sensing that I need to talk about right now in terms of the transits for the week. So I'll stop the sharing and I will pull out the cards and we will start with Aries. All right, again, this is for the sun, moon, rising, or if you have a stellium in Aries. And I'm going to throw it out there that whenever you're watching this and you're in Aries or have an Aries planet that's strong in your chart, that this will resonate with you somehow. All right, I'm just going to do one card reading. I'll pull an extra card if I need to. All right. And again, I use the Osho Zen Tarot deck. That's what the back of the deck looks like. Osho, Oshozen, like Zen Buddhism. And actually, I'm going to, well, I guess I'll just deal with the sun. The sunset is kind of nice, actually. It's kind of in my eyes, but oh well. That's what's going on here. It's the sun setting in the window here. All right, awesome. The guidance card is coming up for Aries. So this is, listen to yourself. Don't listen to other people. Follow your gut. All right. So I'm a firm believer that everyone has psychic abilities. We are all intuitive. We all have an inner voice that is our internal guidance that leads us in the right direction. And it usually is like, oh, wouldn't you love to? It feels good to. And sometimes it comes in as a warm, positive, loving, peaceful energy, right? If it comes in as you need to, you should, you have to, don't you think you need, that's your head. That's not guidance. So guidance comes in basically with a softer voice, right? Sometimes if guidance is coming in to try to catch your attention, it can come in with a loud, hey, stop, but even that will feel loving. and protective rather than disconcerting, right? So the other thing I'm noticing about this card here is over here, um, where this, like this in one hand, right? You're feeling totally guided, led, everything seems to be flowing in this direction. Yet there's a piece of you that's here pulled backwards. I think this is Aries. Some of you are thinking back about the past, thinking back about where you didn't follow your guidance, when you let your intellect lead you down the road, and that wasn't, wasn't the best thing for you, or you dis you dissed yourself, is what it feels like, where you just went, oh, like, no, like, you can get a gnawing sense that something's not right too, and that can be intuition, and that can still feel like, that doesn't sit well with me. My gut goes, no. So just don't override your gut this week, Aries. It's so important to always, I mean, I think it's always important to listen to your intuition, but particularly this week there. And I feel like there's going to be some special downloads for Aries, like specific, direct messages in your sleep, just coming in, like you get a message, you might think of something, your intuition may be guiding you in some way, and then it gets confirmed in 2 or 3 ways. It feels like it's very loud, volumes turned up this week for your guidance. So follow it. All right, Tauruses. All right, you got the laziness card, Tauruses. So some of you may just be lazy, just don't want to get to something, avoiding something, procrastinating. This card comes up a lot when procrastination is actually what's going on. Not that you're lazy, you just don't want to do it. Or you feel frozen or tied in some way. Sometimes this is, you just can't, you're frozen. It's, obstacles are in your way, you just can't do anything. Other times, like, see this guy, he's got like his drink here, he just wants to be chill. This is also, some of you Tauruses may just deserve a vacation week where you're just like, time to take some time off and chill. You don't always have to be pushing forward, you don't always have to be making effort. Tauruses are hardworking generally and like to have a plan and like to stay busy. So sometimes it can be disconcerting just to have time off where you don't do something. So definitely, if you're supposed to be doing something and you're not, you'll feel that nagging sense of, I need to get moving, right? It feels like I need to get moving. If something is keeping you frozen or stuck, it feels like dive into some spiritual meditation, prayer with that. Ask for some help from the divine, from your spirit guides, to help break the ice and to get things moving along. And if you're on vacation, enjoy taking some time off, enjoy it, because you deserve it. It feels like you've been working hard and you deserve a break. So that's what I have for Tauruses. All right, we'll do for Geminis next. The twins. Whoa, all right. That one just that one popped out. I think we're just going to go with it. So the sharing card is coming up. Just popped right out of the deck. Wanted to see you. This is giving to others, being of service, literally preparing food and taking it to others, bringing the light, bringing the messenger of good news. Like you get to bring some good news in. It feels like there's some fellowship. This also could be literally talking about a mother or connecting with your mother or being a mother, and or grandmother, and the energy of how, the goddess, the mother goddess kind of energy is also coming up in this card. Wanting to serve, wanting to help your friends, wanting to please people, wanting to be there and nurture. That's what I see going on. Give of yourself, especially if you're struggling, Geminis. That's the secret to getting out of an inner struggle. If you're in down a deep hole of depression, think of someone else to give something to or to reach out to, right? That's what I get for you guys this week. All right, Cancers.
All right, Kansas, yours is the courage card. So it feels like you've been between a rock and a hard place. See this flower blooming anyway. Don't let whatever the world has thrown or rolled into your way this week get you down. You're still blooming. There's still new directions. It feels like a couple of new directions that you can be going. I see the two different flowers as being two different things that could be blooming in your life. Um, doesn't matter. You focus on bringing the beautiful joy that you have, the beauty that you have within, that the spiritual self within, that sweet, untouched nectar from the divine that is your essence, and let that out, let that shine, do your best, go for it anyway, have that courage, right? And I always find it interesting that the word courage has the word rage in it, because sometimes it takes getting pissed off about something to get yourself moving, right? So something may have really like been so like, are you kidding me? And so you're like, okay, bam, move out of my way because I'm getting this going. So a very positive week. I think Cancers, if you focus on what's beautiful about you, what you have to offer the world, tap into your beautiful inner spirit and know that you rock, Cancers. Okay. Leos, y'all are wrapping up birthday month. Still some Leos out there celebrating this week. So happy birthday if it's your birthday week. Or if you had a birthday last week or the week before, happy belated. All right, Leos, let's see what's up for you. The Source card coming out. I mean, you like the time of year around your birthday, face it. It's a good time of year. Sun comes out the fullest, strongest to the earth, right? This is about the source being plugged into, though this is a spiritual source, plugging into spirit, plugging into source energy, knowing that you can manifest, you can create anything you want when you're plugged into source energy, right? Bam. What gets in the way of that? Nothing. So this is like bring out your full Leo sunny self. Let yourself shine. There's a desire to shine in some way, whether that's I'm getting like in front of other people. It could be just inviting friends over and doing some karaoke together, or some singing around a campfire, or just social gathering where you get to you play off of others, Leo, and so you light up the brightest when there's others watching you. It just kind of is. All the fire signs are kind of like that, but Leo, you guys take the cake. So looks like there's an opportunity to shine in that way too this week. So enjoy, plug into that source, funnel that creative, powerful energy into whatever project that you're doing, whatever new thing you're starting. Bring the light and you'll have that reflected back to you this week. Looks like a really positive week, Leo. All right. And then we'll go to the Virgos. Okay, the silence card for you guys. Time to meditate, time to get quiet, time to get still. You might have to get away from others, move away into some silent space, meditation. This is like retreat time, spiritual, connecting with the divine. This could be having downloads and dreams and visions. It also could mean, I feel like you might be extra tired and just needing to rest more. And it may be because your guides are working with you while you're sleeping. I'm getting Virgos. There's definitely super psychic spiritual downloads. There's a whole new sense of spiritual direction, Virgos, a deepening anyway. If you're already on a spiritual path, it just deepens this week. You may very well start meditating if you're not already, Virgos, this week. It just feels like you're getting this pull, almost like a conveyor belt pull to silence, prayer, meditation, chanting. It's the stillness of you're just resting in the divine, resting in peace. There's thoughts of a loved one that have crossed over to for some Virgo. So you might actually get a visitation from a loved one that have crossed as well. So they may show up in your dreams. You may get a sense of them. All of a sudden see them out of the corner of your eye, or see an object that reminds you of them just show up in your environment. Those kind of things are clues that your loved ones are trying to get your attention. So it feels like a peaceful week, quiet week. You may want to pull away from the world this week, and that's okay. That's what's best. Say no to things you've said yes to already. Sorry, I'm going to have to cancel. It's not going to work for me. You don't have to tell people why. You don't have to make up a lie. You can just say, no, I'm not willing to do that this week, or no. So it feels like setting boundaries so you can have some time to yourself is important this week, Virgos. Okay. Libras. Okay. So this is the outsider card. This card initially represents I can't do that for whatever reason. Oh, you could sing. Oh, yeah, I just can't. You could do art. Yeah, no, I can't. You could do, no, I can't. Like, this is where you block yourself by saying I can't in whatever way, right? So if you look closer at this card, see the lock? I don't know if you can see it here, but the lock is just hanging there. It's not fastened. And so what it represents is when you find yourself up against a can't, first catch yourself saying, oh, can't. Ooh, I don't want to block myself in this way. Is it true that I don't want to do this? That's another thing. You don't have to force yourself to do something. But if you're telling yourself you can't do something that you actually desire to do, like this kid, look, he has this desire, whatever's on the other side of that gate, he wants to get there. He just feels like he's trapped. He can't. He's locked. The chains are there. So you start with the lock. You take the lock off, and then you unwrap the chain, and then you open the gate and you step through. And so this week, Libras, you're stepping through an impasse somewhere where you've told yourself, I can't manifest a new relationship. I can't manifest a new job. I can't manifest the right place to live. I can't manifest peace and quiet in my life. I can't manifest enough time to meditate or exercise. Like, whatever it is you're telling yourself you can't, it's a lie. Pay attention to wherever you hear yourself say out loud, I can't. Is it true that you can't? Or is it just you don't want to? Or is it you think you can't? And then also give yourself permission to go after a dream, a childhood dream. Again, there's that childhood here. Go after something you would really love to do that would please your inner 3 to 5-year-old. That's what I get, Libras. Dance, play some music, do some finger painting, do some cooking, All right. We'll go to Scorpios next. All right, you too have the Courage card. This one came up as well for another sign. Between a rock and a hard place, feeling like you're stuck, can't break through, and you're doing it anyway. You're blooming. You're starting some sort of new project, maybe a couple new projects. It may just be the start. It may not be a huge bouquet yet, but there's movement, growth, beauty happening. It's like tapping into your inner beauty, not comparing yourself to anyone else or someone else thinks you can or should do. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm doing it. This is what feels right. I'm just going to do it. I'm a bloom here. I'm going to start this. I'm going to initiate this. I'm going to be open to this. I'm going to be receptive to this. I'm going to shine here. That's what I'm getting for you, Scorpios. Again, it just feels like it's been hard times. Like these rocks down here, just it feels like, it's been such a struggle. It's been intensive. Some things in the past have just been building and building and building, but you're finding your resilience this week, Scorpios. Yeah, you're just blooming anyway. Yeah, so good, beautiful. All right, we'll go to the Sagittariuses. All right. The intensity card. So this shows up when you're laser focused, you can get clear, you know exactly where you're supposed to be putting your energies. And by gamut, I'm going to go do it. Here we go. Get out of my way. Focused, aiming, ready to go. Laser focused, ready to, yeah, there's just you're like a bee on a bonnet here. There's a direct, clear intention to your week. Like, you know exactly where to put your energies and your focus, and you're doing it, is what it looks like this week. It's like, bam, okay, get out of your way. Because you've got like some power and a mission and clarity and of purpose. And it feels like there's some sadness and some difficulty. I'm just getting the energy of this, you know, it just feels like I don't know, I just feels like there's been some tears shed. I'm just getting that. I'm not actually seeing that or just feeling that intuitively, that it just feels like it's kind of like where you're dusting yourself off and you're taking a deep breath and you're like, okay, here I go, you know. Yeah. Very powerful week. You're definitely going to make some forward progress in your life this week. In some way, something clear is coming in, and you feel like you're just 100% laser beam focused into it. And so intensity is you guys this week, right? Focused, intense, fierce, powerful. Okay, the Capricorns. Ooh, the politics card, Capricorns. Okay, politician is someone who shows you two different faces, and neither one of which are who they really are. It could be that you're just furious with what's going on in the political scene right now, either in your state or in the government. It's more likely that you're dealing with this in your personal life, and someone in your personal professional life is not being truthful, not being honest with you, and you can feel it and you know it. It could also be you not being honest and truthful with yourself or someone else. And so I also am getting, these often feel like intestines to me when I see it's a snake here, but I just feel like there could be also some Capricorns that are just really going through some gut issues, and it feels like there can be like maybe some polyps in your colon that need to be, like, if you haven't had a colonoscopy and you've been having some stomach digestive stuff, get that checked out. I'm feeling like someone could have some actual colon cancer. There'd be other sort of digestive like Crohn's or something else that may be also going on with a Capricorn. And it feels like it's poison. Like, if that's going on, it feels like it's attached to this poisonous energy with other people. It just feels like you're tired of putting on a face when you're not feeling good, or you're tired of putting up with someone else's stuff and you know that they're lying to you. Like, and it may be like when you're locking down on feelings, and it may be just having some stomach or gut stuff going on that's just emotional debris trapped too. It may not even be physical, it may just be emotional. There could be a combo deal going on, but at any rate, ease up on yourself, Capricorns. Generate some self-love. Do some self-care. Up the volume on your self-care this week, big time. If you have to take some time off of work, time away from a relationship, do that. Soothe yourself. You know, step away from the conflict, step away from the toxic energy of whatever this political energy is. If it's on television and it's the news and what's going on, turn it off. Don't watch. Like, meditate, right? Chant, step into, like, play some music, beat on a drum. Like, it feels like you need to soothe your soul this week, Capricorns. So, all right, this too shall pass. Aquariuses. Okay, you have the same thing. Politics card coming up again for the Aquariuses. Okay, so everything I just said, there's a lot of toxic energy in the air right now, and you guys are picking up on it big time. So A politician is someone who shows you two different faces, neither one of which are who they really are. Some Aquarians may actually be drawn into drama. That it could be like the mask, like in the, the two different masks that represent drama. So it could literally be that you're having drama go on in your life, or that you may be wanting to actually act. There's some Aquarians that actually have some pull to acting. And so there could be a role that comes up that you're auditioning for this week. It feels like there's a toxic environment though. So be careful, watch out, protect yourself, protect your gut, protect your internal emotional self. Are you being honest with yourself too? I have to ask Aquarians. This is, some of you are in some big time delusion. You're caught up in addiction, and you're lying to yourself about how it's affecting you. And you're like, oh no, it's fine, everything's fine, and it's really taking a toll. I'm getting. So whatever that toxic habit is that's affecting you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, put it down. So put it down. Get some help. Take a break. Dive into love and nurturing. This just feels intensive this week. It's important to heal yourself in some ways this week, Aquarian. So drink some green juices, eat some more green vegetables, drink more water, eat less crap, that kind of thing. The basics, more rest, more water, more healthy whole foods, that kind of thing could really help you this week. Aquarians, just some basics. Stay away, move away from the toxic substances, move towards the substances, the food, the drinks that are going to bring you life, the fresh nutrients that your body's needing and craving. I'm getting really fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, up them this week, Aquarius is. Okay. All right. And now we have our Pisces. That one flipped out too. The guidance card. All right. So we started with the guidance card. We're ending with the guidance card. So this is about you have strong intuition. Follow it. Listen to your own inner guidance. Listen to the guidance from your angels, from those around you as well. This could be that you're getting these hits during the day. It could be happening in your sleep. If it is coming from guidance, it will be confirmed. You'll not only get it yourself, but you'll have it confirmed. It'll show up in your environment. It'll show up in other ways. There's something new that you're following here to the light. There's like a whole new sense of direction, a new adventure that I'm getting, Pisces. It feels very spiritual. It could be like a new author that you're reading in a book that's uplifting. It could be a new spiritual group or thing you found online that really lifts your spirits and feels like it's bringing in. It could be, tapping into another psychic, where you feel like, oh, they're speaking directly to you. And it also feels like not to worry about who you might be pulling away from in following your own inner guidance. There's a worry about, well, if I follow myself, then this person will be left behind. And we all have our own inner guidance systems, right? If something is resonating very strongly for you, and you're being pulled in a direction, it's going to be right for the other people that are connected to you in your life, even if they can't see it. You just have to see it. You just have to know it. You have to follow that guidance, take action. Pisces often get the hits. Y'all get it. You'll see it. Oh, and then you don't take the action. Oh, well, the slippery fish effect happens and you just kind of end up wasting your time. Oh, no, I ran out of time. Okay, set a boundary. Pisces, y'all need boundaries to get things accomplished. So like set a clear boundary around the things that you're getting guidance around, because it's coming in super strong. Whatever it comes in and repeats itself over and over and over again, whether that's about your health, or your diet, your exercise, who you should be spending your time with, who you shouldn't. There's a strong guidance coming in directly, and you can trust it this week. Really follow your gut. Do not ever override your gut, but particularly this week, your guidance is super strong and is trying to lead you in new directions. So allow yourself to start something new, be open to new experiences, new people coming in that may be shedding new insights, and you may know that they, whatever they're saying is resonant, meaning, oh, yeah, something within you says, yes, that. Okay, that's a confirmation too. All right, so pay attention to those. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. That's what I have this week. Again, let me know if you would like to schedule a psychic readings party, either in person. If you're in the Austin area, I'll come to you. If you're within a, an hour or even 2-hour radius of Austin, I'll come to you. If you're a 2 hours radius, I'll want, more than 4 people. If you're in the Austin area, just 4 people gathered, and I'll come to you for a mini party. All right, let me know. All right, peace.